episode 157. Thank you all for listening to episode 156, WWE, a Disney affair in the Amazon. I am Gary, here with my co-host,
the Parrot.
Bear.
Cody Bryant.
And Parrot is coming to us via satellite or Google Hangout since he decided to vomit in a car today
Live
at work.
from the cage.
Live from the cage. Yeah, what'd you do? You vomited in a car?
Yeah, in a Chevy Malibu, actually. Parrot's down with the bird flu right now.
That's one of the funniest things I've heard you say. That's fantastic. Down with the bird flu. So, we got a big show, a lot of stuff to cover today, so we'll get right into it. Thank you to Wes Anderson for Moments in Time. Check him out on Facebook, Wes Anderson Music. Give him a follow on Twitter at Songs by Wes. Thank you to All Wear Clothing, first and primary sponsor of Over the Line Sports Podcast. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you to Crandall's Quality Landscaping. Give Sean a call, 419-704-5471, and we're going to be spinning a globe today. Bearer is spinning the globe, serves the Toledo and surrounding areas, and not. What do we got?
The Indian Ocean.
The Indian Ocean. Crandall's Quality Landscaping serves the Toledo and surrounding areas and not the Indian Ocean. Thank you, Sean. Thank you to Tim at Verizon. Verizon is a true technology business partner, helps local businesses deploy technologies that positively impact operations and can increase revenue for the company. At Verizon, we do not wait for the future.
We build it.
Get in touch with a sales rep in your area, Verizon.com. Thank you to Cassandra at PNC. Visit her at the White House branch, which I believe the ex-wife is visiting her this weekend, so I'll have to make a trip. Or you can give her a call, 419-877-0634, and she can help with all your banking needs, whether it be loans, credit cards, personal banking. She's there to help. Again, 419-877-0634. Thank you to Sparty Steve for sponsoring the Frickers Lunch for episode 100 and getting us ready for episode 200. We look forward to seeing you again. And then, of course, last but not least, thank you to Connell Barrett, datingtransformation.com.
If you need a pick-me-up in your life, man, woman, whomever, parrot, animal, dog, okay, maybe not that far, just humans only, reach out to Connell Barrett, datingtransformation.com. He'll be able to help you out with your dating profile, get more hits on your profile, and maybe find you a date, find the love of your life. Valentine's Day is past, but that does not mean that you cannot find the person for you.
Absolutely. So, again, Connell Barrett, datingtransformation.com. Did we have anything from Justin on the Twitter? I know he was going to be busy.
No?
Okay.
No.
So let's move right into XFL. Did you guys happen to watch this week, the XFL? Anything?
I don't think so. I think maybe a little bit of the Dallas game closer to the end.
And they look good at the end.
Just because NASCAR was delayed on Sunday.
Right.
That's the only reason why I watched it.
They looked, it looked really good. I was very happy with what I saw. Landry Jones, it took him a minute to get going, but then the running game looked really good. Defense was solid. It was good for Dallas. The attendance was actually up because Seattle finally had a home game. They had 30,000 people in Seattle, which is amazing.
But what else are you really going to do in Seattle?
What else are they going to do in L.A.?
Yeah, I mean, more than Seattle.
True. But Seattle's got a lot of good bands came out of Seattle. Don't forget that. Nirvana, Soundgarden, all them guys.
Yeah, they're not playing anymore.
Hey, man, you ragging on Chris Cornell being dead?
Who?
What?
Who you talking about?
Is he for real? Well, he is black.
I'm dead serious.
You don't know Chris Cornell.
You don't know who Chris Cornell is?
Soundgarden. Audio Slave.
Okay.
Really?
No.
You know who Rage Against the Machine is?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you
like them. Right.
Okay.
Do you know who Tom Morello is?
Tom Morello?
Tom Morello.
Oh, I know Cigarello.
He's Rage Against the Machine. You got Brad Wilk, Brad Cumberland, and you got Tom Morello. Those three guys who were part of Rage with Zach De La Roca. When Zach left, those three guys joined with Chris Cornell to form Audio Slave.
Okay.
And then those three guys are with the guy from Cypress Hill. They made Prophets of Rage.
Be Real?
Yeah.
All
they
right.
med Prophets of Rage, which is pretty good. If you've heard Prophets of Rage, you ever heard them?
I heard a single like a long time ago.
Probably Prophets of Rage. It's really solid, and but that's who that is. But now Rage is going back out. I will be there. I'm looking forward to that on July 13th. Got Section 109, Row 2. Looking forward to it. spent a small fortune on it. So it's only the second time I've spent money on tickets that were more than $25.
Oh, yeah. No, last time I played 6 Degrees of Separation with Seattle bands was with Nirvana.
Yeah.
And Kurt Cobain and Dave Grohl and
Who's that?
Dave Grohl. He did the
Come
Foo
on.
Fighters, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Still is.
He still is the lead singer of the Foo Fighters. I'm just fucking
Damn,
with you.
they
'cause you're
still
like,
touring?
Hell yeah, dude. They sell out fucking stadiums and arenas. Well, not stadiums, arenas, though.
Yeah.
I just worked them in Louisiana last year.
Shit.
Yeah, I got a
Right.
shirt from there. It was pretty good.
Dude, they what, like 75 years old?
No. Dave Grohl's in his 50s. I mean, just like Rage, all those guys are in their 50s.
Yeah.
So, Barrett, I've seen you get upset and happy. What is going on?
Because I hate Excel more than anything, but I figured out how we can do our trivia points, and I'm trying to put in some so I can add them in, so I don't have to add it myself each week. I can just put in the number of points we have, hit enter, go to the next person, and it automatically adds it.
Did you? Because
I'm not good with their formulas. I'm really in the learning stages of that.
I
so
can help you with that.
I just got it. No, that's why
you
I'm
did
happy
the auto
now.
sum. So
Yes.
go down to row 100 and just auto sum it down to there, so you can
I
just
have to
plug and
row
play.
across, but yes.
Oh, because you have it that way. Okay. Not a problem. All right, so back to XFL, down that rabbit hole. So DC looked good, man. 27-0, they beat the Guardians. You think they're the favorites now?
Oh, they were the favorites after last week, so they're definitely the favorites.
But what
now.
about Houston? The Roughnecks look really good, too. I mean, they won. Granted, it was 28-24. You've got a good connection there with, PJ Walker, right? He's there.
Yeah, the quarterback, right?
And then, God, who the hell else is there? I can never remember who plays for each team because there's a couple connections on several teams.
I think Sammy Coates is on it, but he never plays. I don't know why.
Really?
just
I
is
just
that
found out
bad.
that Antonio Callaway signed with one of those teams. I had no idea.
Really?
Tampa Bay, at the beginning of the
I
season.
didn't know that.
Yeah, because he's suspended from the NFL.
Yeah, I did not know that Anthony.
I had no idea.
Antonio
I'm like,
Callaway was there.
Well, he's terrible. He's not in the XFL. He's not good.
And Tampa Bay is just bad in general, though.
Yeah, they haven't.
Yeah, they're 0-2 right now. They haven't had a home game yet, I don't think. So their home games will probably not be good.
I don't think it's gonna matter.
Yeah, so you're probably right. It isn't going to matter. So it was P.J. Walker. So he was in that game, 20 for 31, pretty solid. But Cam Phillips is his hookup, who he's been connecting with. So he had 8 catches, 63 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Nice.
So that's a big connection there. That's great for them. I know L.A., because we're Renegades fans, so we were watching the Renegades and L.A. L.A. has a good hookup going there with Josh Johnson and then Spruce. And Spruce used to play for, I think, the Rams with Gurley. Spruce was there, and Spruce had 6 catches, 89 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And the week 1, he had 100 yards receiving. So that's a good connection with Josh Johnson. But LA's 0-2. I mean, but they're a good 0-2.
Yeah.
Because they lost to Dallas, who's now 1-1. And then Tampa, they didn't lose bad to Seattle, but it was 17-9. And then LA did get the first 3-point conversion in XFL history.
That's from the 10.
Yeah, 3-point conversion. So that was pretty neat to see. Houston beat St. Louis. So St. Louis, I think, was 1-0. So now they're 1-1, and we only have 2 2-0 teams left. So it should be interesting because I'm trying to pull up the standings now to kind of just see where it is. But DC's 2-0. We know that. I believe Houston is now 2-0, and then Seattle, Tampa Bay, Seattle is 1-1. New York's 1-1, St. Louis is 1-1, Dallas is 1-1, and then LA and Tampa are 0-2. So we've got some decent games, I think, coming up this week. I know that Dallas, they're going to Seattle, so 2 1-1 teams. Tampa, Houston's at Tampa, so you can expect Houston to go 3-0 and Tampa to go 0-3. Guardians are at St. Louis, both 1-1 teams, and then DC's at LA, which is 2-0 and 0-2.
Okay.
So
all right.
It's possible that I don't see Tampa beating Houston, and I really don't see LA beating DC, but it could happen.
Yeah, and it's still early in the year, but yeah, DC looks good. Cardell Jones looks really good so far. You're, I guess, way too early MVP frontrunner.
No, you're absolutely correct. And it's funny, I'm on the XFL website, and there we go. I was like, you can't find standings. It's under stats. So DC in the East, 2-0, St. Louis 1-1, New York 1-1, and Tampa 0-2. In the West, Houston 2-0, Seattle and Dallas 1-1, and LA 0-2. And they go by a TD differential, so it's pretty interesting for your touchdowns plus or minus. DC has 7 total touchdowns. That's second to Houston, who has 9. Tampa only has 1 touchdown so far this year.
Ooh.
Dallas only has 3, but they got all 3 at the end of this last game.
Right. There was a lot of fourth quarter scoring.
Parrot, did you watch any of the XFL?
I did not get to watch any of it this weekend. Last weekend I got to watch it, but I didn't get to really see it. I'm kind of just listening to what you guys are saying about this weekend, kind of going off the bat.
Nice. Bear, do you think it's still, they play what, 8 games or 10 games in this season? I think it's 10.
10, right?
10.
Yeah, 10 in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
So they got 10 games and then 2 weeks of playoffs because 4 teams make it.
Yep.
So it's literally playout round, and then so April 21st to 27th, I'll actually be in D.C., so it'll be interesting if DC's, because are they playing at a certain spot, or is it going to be a home game for the best record?
I don't know that. I would think they would be playing at a certain spot, but I'm not sure. I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah, it should be interesting because I'm supposed to be in DC for a count-in on that Sunday, so we'll see what happens if I'm able to catch the game. But we don't really know yet what's going to happen. We don't know dates of anything, and it's going to take time. So will be interesting to see. What about NFL? So I do have some questions on the NFL. Has anything really happened in the NFL this week?
Not that I know of.
Drew Brees will probably enter free agency.
Yeah, I guess he's coming back.
Yeah,
He is coming back.
They're talking about expanding the playoffs now.
And then Greg Olsen signed with Seattle.
Seattle, yeah.
And they allegedly the Raiders are going to offer Brady a 2-year, $60 million deal, but nothing's set in stone. So no, it's just speculation and rumors.
I don't think he'd leave.
I don't know.
Not if he wants to win.
I don't know.
Hey, I mean, I think he'd be all right in Vegas. They got a solid team. They just have Derek Carr.
Who's he going to throw it to?
Josh Jacobs, the running back.
I mean, Brady wasn't really throwing it to anybody this year, and he didn't look that good throwing the ball anyways. I think Father Time's finally catching up with him.
Yeah, but he also had Bill Belichick as his coach.
Exactly.
He's going from Bill Belichick to John
Gruden. Gruden ain't bad, though. Belichick, don't get me wrong. Don't take that and spin it, but Gruden ain't bad. He's not a bad coach.
He's no better than Brian Billick.
Yeah.
He's Brian Billick. Put his record up against Brian Billick's record without their names, and you wouldn't tell the difference.
All right.
No.
So, and then with in the NFL, I mean, there hasn't been, obviously it's over. It just ended. XFL is the thing right now. But what about, I saw Dez saying he wants to come back to Dallas to be like a tight end, but not a blocking tight end. What do you think of that?
I mean, I don't care. Pay him league minimum and put him on an incentive based salary, and I'll be happy with that. I don't care. See what he's still got. If it doesn't work, whatever. You're not breaking the bank. If
Right.
it works, more power to you.
All right. So this will be a fun trivia question just for fun. A couple of them. So I want you guys. So Parrot, I'll let you go first. You can just spout off some teams.
All right.
But I want you to do. So I want you to tell me the top 3 teams. Can you throw me that pen? Top 3 teams based on attendance in the NFL in 2019, but based on total number of attendance, not percentage of capacity. That's going to be next, but total number of attendance. And if you guys can throw them out too whenever you want.
Give me New England. Give me. Honestly, Cleveland, and give me. I don't know, Houston.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd go Dallas, New England, Green Bay.
Okay.
Dallas, New England, Pittsburgh.
I just don't think Pittsburgh Stadium's that big.
All right. So the top 3 based on attendance: Dallas, 90,000; the New York Jets,
Yeah.
78,500; Green Bay Packers, 77,845.
Yeah, you got to find those big stadiums. All teams are mostly going to sell out. I mean,
Yeah,
All right. So now tell me, I want to know the bottom three by attendance. Parrott?
Cincinnati. Go Cincy, Miami, and I don't know, Detroit.
Okay.
yeah, Cincinnati, Miami would be my top two. Third, I would put in.
Oh, I know it. Damn, I'm a better third now.
No, you can change your third if you want.
LA Rams. Or Chargers, sorry.
Cincinnati, Miami, Tampa.
Okay. Cody.
All right, Miami, the Chargers, and I'll go Tampa Bay.
All right. So you all got two. So it's Tampa is 30th. So two guys had Tampa. Cincinnati is 31st. So the two guys that took Cincy. And you all had Miami, which is wrong, but the Chargers is correct in last. So this is you got to remember where they played. It was small.
Yeah, it was a soccer stadium or something.
So it was 51,000 for Tampa, 47,000 for Cincy, 31,000 for the Chargers.
Damn.
Ugh.
All right. So now what I want you to do is the top based on percentage of capacity. So it can be over 100 because you can have standing room only. So percentage of capacity, give me the top three.
Damn. I'm going to go Houston again. I'm going to go New England, and I don't know, San Francisco.
Okay.
I'd go Dallas, Green Bay, New England.
Okay. Cody?
Yeah, so I'd say Dallas, New England, Green Bay.
All right. So number one is actually the Chargers, who were last based on percentage. They had 117.6% of their stadium filled, only 31,000, so it's easy to fill. So they were number one. Number two was, got to get closer on this, was San Francisco at 102%. Somebody said San Fran. Parrott, you said San Fran. Good one.
Good.
And then number three, based on percentage, it's very close, but at 100.7, because there's 100.3, 100, 100.4, 100.1, 100.1. At 100.7, the Chicago Bears. All right. So just give me one team. Give me the bottom percentage.
Cincinnati.
Actually, you can, if you want, you can give me three. There's three in the 70 percentile.
Oh, they're in the 70 percentile?
Yeah. What do you got?
Okay. 72.4.
No, just give me who? Teams. Give me three teams.
Cincy. Miami and Tampa.
Okay. Bear?
Yeah, Cincy, Tampa, Detroit.
Okay. Cody Bryant.
Say New York Giants, Cincy, and Seattle.
So New York Giants, Seattle, and who?
Cincy.
For bottom?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Cincy's right. They're the worst, as you can imagine, based on percentage. Tampa is the third worst. The second worst, they're the second worst. Excuse me. The third worst, Washington Redskins.
Yeah.
So we had the winner of that little fun lightning round on a score of 6-5-4, Mr. Bear Cub got 6. Good job. That was just a fun little trivia I thought we could do because I saw that stat and I was like, that'd be fun to cover, to go over based on attendance. You guys kept mentioning Miami, right? So Miami is 23rd 63,000 people, but they fill up 97% of their stadium. Pretty damn good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I think they like tarp off the upper decks though.
Dallas only, yeah, but they count the seats. Dallas fills 90.9%. So not quite. They're about 10% empty, but they've got, 100,000 seats in there? Mm-hmm. So it's pretty good at 90,000. All right. MLB. Anything with the Major League Baseball?
Nope, just a bunch of crybabies bitching.
The Astros are still cheaters. No, they are. That's facts.
It's no different than a scouting report or watching tape.
How's that not different?
It's no different.
How's that not different?
Than a scouting report or watching tape on a pitcher?
Dude, when they're...
The only difference is live action.
When they're standing, if you've got your camera zoomed in on the catcher and you can do your little thing with the camera, like Altuve...
There's no proof that they had a buzzer.
Bullshit.
They ain't had no buzzer.
Altuve...
Altuve's tattoo is just healing? Yeah.
They ain't never had they ain't had no buzzer. There's no way they had a buzzer.
Man, I don't... Altuve...
And I guarantee...
Fuck him. Judge should have won the MVP.
Dude, Altuve's batting average was higher on the road than it was at home.
I don't give a shit.
That season.
And Judge got robbed.
Come on.
Judge got robbed.
I don't care about personal awards. I care about championships.
That too.
And the Dodgers
got robbed.
And the Dodgers lost 2 games at home. You can't get robbed when you lose games 6 and 7 at home.
Sure you can.
You cannot get robbed. You had the last 2 games of that series.
You got a buzzer, you can.
At home, and they were
buzzer,
up.
you can.
They were up 2-1 at one point in that series.
If you got a buzzer, you can.
So they choked that away.
No, you got a buzzer.
They choked that away. Ain't a buzzer, ain't no buzzer.
But you know they are allowing the sportsbook gamblers to place bets on Astros getting hit by pitches.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I take the over on I think it's like 83.5 for the year. Yeah.
Yeah,
give me the over.
Yeah. I take that all day and twice on Sunday.
Did you see what Nick Markakis said though? His thoughts on it?
He sounds like an idiot.
I feel like I agree with him. I feel like every single guy over there needs a beating. It's wrong. They're messing with people's careers.
People have been stealing signs forever.
Even LeBron said it was wrong.
What the hell does LeBron know about baseball?
He said he doesn't know about baseball.
I'll read what LeBron said because I do have it here. Listen, I know I don't play baseball, but I am in sports, and I know if someone cheated me out of winning the title and I found out about it, I would be fucking irate.
Like I said.
I'm not done. Fuck off.
He said that too.
I mean, like uncontrollable about what I could do. Listen here, baseball commissioner. Listen to your players speaking today about how disgusted, mad, hurt, broken, etc., about this. Literally, the ball is in your court, or should I say field, and you need to fix this for the sake of sports. Hashtag just my thoughts coming from a sports junkie regardless. My own sports, my play.
That hashtag
fix
was way
what?
too long.
What is there to fix? There's nothing to fix. It's no different than watching film on a pitcher.
I bet you Houston doesn't do shit.
It's no
I bet
difference.
you Houston doesn't do shit this year.
Okay.
Bet. Oh, yeah, wait a minute. Didn't he say that he was going to take Houston to win the World Series and you'd let us know by March? You did. You were going to take...
talking about Golden State.
Damn it. He was talking about Golden Son of a bitch.
Yeah, try it again.
You're a Houston homie, too, though.
No, I'm not.
Man, bullshit.
No, I'm not.
How's Houston going to do this year?
You said Golden State was going to win?
Yeah, he said...
I said Golden State could make it to the final.
He said by June you'd let us know. That's right.
Yeah, I said by the beginning of the season.
By the beginning of the season.
That's a bad take.
For next year. For next year.
Season.
Oh, that's a bad take.
So anyway, but Houston is not going to – they've traditionally done stuff the last, several years because they cheat. They're not going to do shit this year. They ain't.
Why don't they just let everyone just look at the pitcher?
Everybody does. Everybody steals signs. If you have a guy on second base, everybody steals signs. There is no team in the major leagues right now that does not steal signs.
But when you have someone taping the whole game that can see every single one,
okay, so Houston got caught.
But they were doing every single time.
They got caught.
Second base, yeah. You and I know being on second base, what are they going to do?
Second base?
One.
So they got caught. There isn't a team.
Every single play. They're not on. Nobody's on second base every single play. Every single pitch.
And there's no team in the league right now that doesn't have any type of film on every pitcher. There's no scouting report. So you mean to tell me their scouting reports don't exist?
And also, usually when people are on
film
second,
doesn't exist.
When people are on second, they normally don't give signs. By the way,
depends on the team.
This is
most
a lot of teams they still.
Most of the time they
change their
they'll
signs.
switch them.
Some of them switch their signs.
But you're not going to change your signs if no one's on second the entire game.
Exactly.
But when you got someone filming the entire thing, then yeah, someone's going to get that.
And Aaron Judge did say too, you cheated and you didn't earn it. So he pulled his congratulatory to Jose Altuve.
You know what? That's part of the reason why people don't like baseball. Every now and then, like baseball, they need to get.
That's why, yeah.
Well, that's part of it.
They should have like 62
I said
games.
One of the reasons. I said one of the reasons. Like they just need to get over themselves sometimes, man. Like seriously, like the pitcher that wanted to sue the Astros.
Well, that's too far.
Because he lost his job. No,
that's stupid.
Motherfucker, you lost your job because you had a 6.5 ERA before you got to Houston and they shell shocked you. Like that's why you lost your job. You had a 6.5 ERA. Like,
I agree with that.
Don't give me that bullshit. And then even with Altuve hitting that home run off of Chapman, you don't throw two breaking balls in the same two off-speed pitches in the same spot back to back.
Why not?
Why would you?
He missed it. He was whiffing on it.
No, he didn't. That at bat?
The second one he missed, right?
No. No, he threw out. Before that, Chapman walked the batter before Altuve.
Yeah, I remember that.
On, I think, 4 straight pitches.
Yeah, it was terrible.
So he walked him on 4 straight pitches, 4 fastballs. The first 2 pitches he threw to Altuve were fastballs that were high and outside. The very next pitch he threw was an off-speed that was probably about, I'd say, belt high on the outside. And it was like 88 miles an hour. The very next pitch he threw.
That's an important speed, especially if you're especially if you're in a DeLorean. That's all I'm going to say.
The very next pitch he threw was, I think, 89. It's either 89 or 85. The exact same spot. There isn't a baseball coach, catcher, pitcher that I know that in their right mind is going to throw the same pitch in the same exact spot.
I would.
Off speed.
No one see it coming.
And it got rocked.
I would. No one see it coming.
Yeah. When your guy
he got rocked because
when you're a guy like Chapman,
he's throwing the same pitch.
How many other pitches does Chapman throw besides that fastball?
3, just a slider.
And does he
change up?
He's got a change up, but he doesn't even throw the change up.
Barely.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
His slider is good. It's very good. It's a 90-mile-an-hour slider, like you said.
Yeah.
Guys wouldn't be hitting that. I would throw if I had a 90-mile-an-hour slider. Hell yeah, I'd throw it.
But he wasn't throwing that at bat.
He threw a slider. He doesn't throw curveballs.
It wasn't a curveball.
That's what you said.
No, I didn't. I said it was an 85-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch. Off-speed could be anything.
True.
And with him, hell, everything he throws besides a fastball is off-speed. Hell, he could throw a 2-seam and it'd be off-speed.
It would. It'd be like 97.
It's just, no, man. Like, baseball, every now and then, baseball just needs to get over themselves, man. Like, this right now, with this whole quote-unquote sign-stealing thing, like, just the Astros got caught. I mean, let's see, who else was there? There have been, like, you can't even really call them scandals, but there have been times in the last, like, 5 years of teams being accused of electronically stealing signs.
You want to hear something fun?
Besides the Astros, before the Astros.
You want to hear something fun because I'm not crazy? He threw a 2-1 slider to Altuve. Like I said, he throws a slider. He threw the slider and he smoked it. And it went
he threw it back to back. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. He threw slider because he doesn't throw really anything else. His slider's deadly at 90 miles an hour.
And I'm telling you right now, as a baseball player, I'm watching that first a bat before he got to me. And if I know he's thrown 6 pitches, he's thrown 6 fastballs, and he's missed on every single one of them, high and outside, and the only other strike that he's thrown in those 6 pitches has been that slider, and I'm up in the count 2-1, I'm guessing a slider. So you can't necessarily blame
He wasn't guessing. He knew what it was.
Oh, my God.
He knew it was a slider.
Oh, my God.
He did.
I forgot I'm talking to 2 fanboys right now.
No.
Fanboy or what?
Yeah,
Who's a fanboy?
No, look, I get it. I agree with you wholeheartedly that, yeah, people on second, they might steal signs, but any smart catcher and pitcher is going to change
this. And any smart baseball player is going to see that, too.
You know who sounds like the fanboy?
You.
Like
that's a former baseball player. Here.
We all play baseball.
How high?
It don't matter. We all play baseball. What's the point?
It gets different.
Sorry, professional athlete. Oh, that's right. You didn't fucking make it. So don't tell me about it. High school baseball ain't shit. You play in college?
Yeah.
Oh, where?
Yeah, I was.
You playing pros?
Team. No, I played the club
AAA, quad,
single A,
single A, double A. I don't care. It don't mean
There you
anything.
go.
Make the pros.
Did you steal
Single A is
pitches?
pro. Huh?
You stealing pitches at second
Single A
base?
ain't the pro.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody stole signs.
No shit, but I'm saying you couldn't
What's
steal.
the difference?
But you couldn't steal every single fucking pitch with a
Okay.
camera when you're standing on second
You
base.
still have film study. You still have scouting reports.
Did you study scouting reports?
I didn't. No.
Exactly.
I didn't.
Yeah. Most people don't. You and I both.
Dude, if
162
you're- okay.
games. When do they fucking have time to do that?
The same way
They
NBA
don't.
players have time during 82 games a season. The same way NFL
82,
players have for
162.
17 weeks.
Yeah, 17
It's
fucking
the
games.
same.
That's nothing.
You're playing. You're still. It's not like they're playing these teams once a week out of 162 games. They're still gonna play them again.
So they play, Bear, help me out here. They play what, 12 teams in a year in football? 12. Because they play 2 teams twice. Or no. So 10. Because they play 3 teams twice.
Right.
Right? So they play essentially 10 games, 12 different teams. Right? That is right. So that is a lot different. Studying 12 quarterbacks, if you're a defensive lineman or a fucking linebacker, you know how to study the quarterback, you know the routes they run, whatever they throw. Easy to do. When you're facing how many different pitchers? You
And
don't
you
have
have
fucking time for that.
That's why you have coaches. You have scouting reports for every pitcher.
So they're like, oh, on a 3-1, he's going to throw this. And you're thinking that in your mind, like, oh, I got to remember if I get to 3-1, he's going to throw this. If it's 2-0, he's going to throw that. If it's 1-0, he's going to throw this.
All pitchers have tendencies.
I agree.
And that's
A lot
why
of them
that's
do.
where film study and scouting reports come in.
Yeah, but there's a difference between tipping pitches.
I'm not talking about tipping pitches. I'm talking about film study.
That's tip.
That's not tipping
You just
pitches.
said pitchers have tendencies. That is
Exactly.
tipping pitches. That's a tendency.
No,
so what's your
but
point?
That's not tipping a pitch.
This is you right now. You're talking in a circle.
That's not tipping a pitch.
Well, then what's a
No,
tendency?
wait a minute. Hold on a second. Because he just
Explain
said,
your tendency.
He
then.
just, remember in this room, he played higher base. I stopped after sophomore year, but I was playing varsity for 2 years. It's whatever. I quit because the coach was an asshole.
I played beer league one year when I was in
we
college.
played together.
So
And
that counts.
Yes.
By the way, Bill Belichick never played professional football in his life, and he's a nobody, right?
Right.
But you have to play high sports to be a
But
somebody.
what I was going to
Nobody
say.
said that.
No, hold on. But all these.
you're making the
no,
point,
I'm not.
but
And
all
I
these
said
bullshit.
that,
But
no,
all
the
these
point that
guys-
I'm making, somebody like Bill Belichick, think of all the film that Bill Belichick watches. He's been known to be somebody that stays in the office, stays in his office or whatever, watching film, watching tapes and
the
everything,
Robert Kraft.
putting everything together, right?
But you just insinuated because I didn't play
No,
club baseball in college that I don't know how baseball works.
You did. You were basically
You just
saying,
said it.
But then
you're
you got
talking in a circle.
You guys, these guys that are in the pros, you're basically saying,
And I'm telling you,
they don't know shit.
No, I'm telling you, they're doing more than what everybody thinks they're doing.
Oh, I'm sure they all
It's
are.
more than just, watching or having a quote unquote buzzer. Man, there's nobody
one's
that has
denying-
a buzzer.
How did you
denying
hold on.
that.
How did you feel about the Patriots? We talked about this briefly years ago
Okay.
with the filming on the sidelines.
Okay.
How'd you feel about that? Or Deflategate or any of that?
Now, Deflategate, that might have been a little, that's just blatant.
I think
But
Deflategate was.
that's
And
just
so
blatant.
recording pitches and
I mean,
the whole
what's the
buzzer thing. I know
difference?
they haven't proved the buzzers yet, but it does sound
Okay, so then
Recording an NFL practice
but-
is a lot different than recording pitches or deflating a football.
Well, then what's the difference between how they used to do NFL games and they had pictures from the press boxes of formations and plays and everything, and you could watch those right on the sideline?
You could.
What's the difference? What's the difference between that and recording somebody having videotape of practice? It's the same formation you're watching.
In a technical sense,
It's the
it
same
could
formation.
be.
Right, it's the same formation though.
Could be.
So when you see that formation again, you know what's coming, right? So
Yeah.
what's the difference?
I agree, but at the same time, with that though, at the same time is that if they're not changing their signs, which most of the time they're not, unless there's a guy in second, because that's way too confusing.
For
then
who?
You're gonna tell me if a pitcher's got 4 pitches and you gotta change your sign up every time. Now you got 8 pitches to call off and assume you know what you're talking about.
No, it's still those same 4 pitches, but you're doing
But
different
you're changing,
signs.
Exactly, you're changing the sign. So now you got to remember, okay, after what, the 4th inning, we're changing this because the batters are batting through again? That's the only time you're going to do it. You're not going to you can't just change mid-game.
They do.
You're not going to
I'm
most of the
guarantee you
time.
they do. All catchers do that.
Maybe a little bit.
All catchers
not
do
every
that.
game.
Not every
Not
game.
every pitcher.
Yes, every game. Every game.
No.
Yes, the catchers
They do all their funky danky shit.
exactly, and that's changing signs. They're still changing.
I mean,
their
when they're in the
signs.
dugout,
But
they
they're not changing the sign.
A guy like
they're
Yadier Molina.
They're saying on my third one, that's what we're going on. They're not changing signs.
Yeah.
They're just changing what the
like
call
order.
is.
Yeah, they're not changing like 1 is 1, 2 is 2, 3 is 3, 4 is 4.
But you're
if they
still changing it so nobody can steal
They're
it.
changing the sequence. But
You're still changing it so nobody can steal it. But
True.
if you still pick it up, then what? You picked it up. Like Yadier Molina, he has a different set of signs for when guys are on base. If there's you got guy on second, you got nobody on base, and depending on the pitcher. Like, if you're an everyday catcher, you have different signs for each pitcher.
That's probably why the Cardinals won a couple World Series, because they were cheating too.
That's why the Yankees won 5. Jeter was a cheater, right?
Well, no, they just paid everybody to come to their team. That's the real cheat in baseball is there's no salary cap.
They have a luxury tax.
That don't matter
It's
for
soft,
rich teams.
but-
It doesn't matter for the Yankees.
Don't fucking matter.
It does matter. Because teams don't want to spend money in baseball. I mean, look at the Red Sox.
That's like all these rich guys going into politics, like Trump and Bloomberg. They got more money, so they can do
Bloomberg
that.
has $62 billion.
But I mean,
Yeah, he's about to die.
Billion.
79 years
So is
old.
Bernie Sanders.
Right. But
So-
look at the Red Sox though. They don't want to spend any money right now.
They have the highest payroll.
Exactly. Yeah,
last
but
year.
they
their
can
opening day payroll was $213 million.
But the group,
Cubs were second. Yankees were third. The Nationals were fourth. Astros were fifth.
Yeah, but the
Phillies were
group,
sixth.
Or the Indians.
the group that runs the Red Sox though, the Red Sox aren't even the only team that they own. They own 2 soccer teams.
Yeah, they own like
I think.
Man U or something too.
Is it like Fenway? Yeah, like they have the money.
19th, by the way.
But it's not cheap.
They just don't want to
It's
pay the
not
money.
cheap for soccer though either. It's
No, but it's not. They just don't want to pay the money. If you
one
have
of those
the money,
teams just got fucking banned for cheating too.
Yeah,
I
was just
think.
going to put that 2 years.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that.
Was that
in a little
Man U?
bit. No, it was Manchester
Yeah.
City.
Well,
City.
you know what? And then all these baseball players, you know, who they should blame. They ought to blame themselves because their union is that fucking strong that they were untouchable this whole time.
I don't want to talk about unions. They're the devil.
All I'm gonna say is
The
that
whole time.
if they're gonna let this go, they might as well reinstitute.
They didn't
Pete
let
Rose.
it go.
No, that is.
They
how do
didn't
you feel
let
about
this
Pete
go.
Rose, though?
Well, they did let it go.
No, they didn't let it go. Rob Manfred couldn't do anything to the players because their collective bargaining agreement says
Okay,
that
so why can't
it's
they
something
take
like
away
this.
the team title?
Why would you do that?
They do it in college all the time.
This ain't
You break
college.
NCAA rules.
They do that shit
Which
just
is
to make it
bullshit.
look good. I say that's bullshit
as
too.
the NCAA pulls in all the money from it, no matter
Exactly. So what are you taking what's the point of taking the
what.
title?
Well, you just said he can't hurt the players, so you
No,
gotta,
he can't
then
hurt
what,
the
Then what do you
players.
do? 2 coaches got fired. That was it.
Yeah, but
That's all that happened.
and the manager in baseball,
They took the fall.
yeah,
That's not them.
But that's not. Well, the manager could have stopped it. He could have stopped it. I mean, any one of these players could have stopped it. They could have stopped it. Mike Fiers
then
could have stopped
Then they
it.
stopped winning.
Who knows?
Then they stopped winning.
Who knows?
Then they stopped winning.
But who knows? Baseball is a crapshoot.
Just saying.
Like, look at all the like. Look how long it took.
No one wants to be the snitch.
Obviously not while they're in the dugout.
Look at was it the NFL? Who was that? I thought there was. Damn it, I can't remember now. That dude, that big baby that cried because Richie Incognito was picking on him. He snitched out, and his team pretty much said, "Go fuck yourself." And then he
Jonathan Martin.
Yeah, and then he
Yes.
got released like immediately because they
Yeah,
don't.
well, that's them. And then the NFL's union not as strong. Like that's apples to oranges, though.
NFL's union strong.
No, that's what I'm
They said
saying.
they
It's
were.
not. No. Baseball that should tell you how strong baseball's union is. If Rob Manfred would even came out and remotely said, "Hell, I'm going to suspend them half a game." If he had said some shit like that, dude, they'd be in court so fast and in arbitration, then he looks like an idiot even more than what he does right now.
That
And
won't
then
change.
who's to say that they would even talk? You know, like they had full immunity. So,
Oh, they wouldn't say anything.
I mean, they weren't going to say anything.
Then how can't Pete Rose get in the Hall of Fame? Then?
Because Pete Rose lied for 30 years.
Astros lied for 5.
They did, and they won a championship. World Series. All right, let's move on.
So did Pete Rose.
All right, let's move on.
He didn't win. Did he win one as a manager or no?
No.
I didn't think he did he? No.
He never won a World Series in general,
No.
did he?
Pete
Or
Rose?
oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah.
The Big Red Machine.
No.
And that's still apples to
As
oranges,
a
too.
manager, he did.
Right.
No, that's why I was asking
No,
as
and
a
that was a
manager.
I
written
know he did.
bylaw.
The Big Red Machine, he did, obviously.
Didn't that win in 88? Was he manager then or no?
No.
Sparky Anderson or whoever.
No, I think it was
Old
Sparky.
Sparky. Hey, Parrot, I know we've you're just sitting there, listening and laying on your couch.
Didn't
Do you
fall
have
asleep.
anything to say about the MLB and the cheating?
Besides for the fact that it's wrong and the Astros fucked up by doing it, and they should get really harsh penalties for all this stupid shit. No.
Right. All right. Good. Thank you. Let's go into the NHL.
Appreciate it.
So there's been a lot of trades. I don't know if you guys have followed it or anything
I
going on
haven't
with
seen one.
So, for example, Zucker from
Whoa! Can't say those
Zucker.
words.
Zucker.
Zucker.
Zucker, who came from, I believe, Minnesota, went to the Penguins. He was, gosh, is it? Oh, God, it's going to take me a minute to think about this, but they traded, I believe, with the Minnesota Wild to get Zucker, who is now on Crosby's line. And so in the 3 games they've played together, they each have, I think, 6 or 8 points, some shit like that, Jason Zucker, which is just crazy to me because they traded for him. And, yeah, he was with Minnesota. And he's a young guy, too. He's 28, and he's on Crosby's line. And since then, being on Crosby's line, I mean, it's helped him tremendously, and it's helped the team tremendously. Malkin was out yesterday. He was a late scratch. And granted, they played the Red Wings the other day. Big deal. It was 5-1 in the middle of the second period. They were playing Toronto yesterday.
They only won 5-1, losers.
Yeah. Yesterday, they were up 5-0 in the middle of the second period, and they kept it that way. They just slowed down. But now that's changed the Metropolitan. They are ahead of the Capitals. They are now number 1. Capitals are 2 at 79 points. Flyers third, 73. Islanders have a tiebreaker with Carolina and Columbus, all 3 at 72, and then the Rangers and Devils, whatever. And then in the East, you've got the Bruins at 86. I think my Stanley Cup pick, Tampa, right? Yes. 85 points. And then Toronto at 70 and Florida at 68. So right now in the playoffs, Florida would get in, and Carolina and the Blue Jackets would be out, who have more points than Florida. But that's how it works in the NHL right now. And then out west, St. Louis, your defending Stanley Cup champion, 76 points. Stars 74, Avalanche 73, Winnipeg at 67, Nashville is close at 65. And then in the Pacific, you have 5 teams within 2 points. That is 1 win. Edmonton in first with 70. Vegas is tied for first with 70, but they've played 2 more games than Edmonton and Vancouver, who is at how many, Bear?
69.
Thank you. Calgary and Arizona are both at 68. By the way, I was telling you guys I got those pennants and everything from that antique mall. It was pretty sweet. This one guy had pennants that were like framed pennants, like the big ones that we used to see. One was, I almost bought it and I should have, and I'm mad I didn't. It was $15. It was Shaquille O'Neal dunking, and it was in his Orlando. Yeah.
Magic. I have that.
You have that one?
I have one like it.
Yeah, it's probably the same one. When he had the pinstripes?
Yeah.
Pinstripe uniform?
I have one like it, at least,
sick.
if it ain't the same one.
Yeah, that was sick. That was cool to see. They had some cool NASCAR stuff. I took pictures of all their cars to send them to my father-in-law, and he's like, I have that one. And they were all Earnhardt cars. He's like, I got that. I'm like, damn it, I just want to get you a car.
I need to go and buy a freaking pennant frame, dude. I have a Dream Team pennant.
Dude,
that
get
I
it.
need to
You got to get it in some kind of in your basement or in the pod room or something. Because I'm going to read. I got to put some stuff together as I go buy more and more stuff. Because eventually, I kind of want to cover all the white in the wall.
Shout out to Hobby Lobby. We on the way.
Yeah. I have in my house. There's a shitload of stuff from Hobby Lobby, but man, they get expensive. They do have a lot of cool sports shit though.
Yeah.
But I want to fill these spots. Like I'm going to put those NHL pennants up here and move that golf flag in Michigan State over there. Mm-hmm. Like I'll put the golf flag with the TPC and move some of the hockey stuff like that. Stay out of the penalty box. That's a Hobby Lobby special.
You can move that shitty Notre Dame pennant behind Cody's head here.
Yeah, you can probably just throw it in the trash can.
That's where it belongs. Just put it behind the TV right back here.
Or under the TV.
Yeah, put it under the TV. Well, we won't see it because we're going to drop the TV a little bit.
We could use it as a drink coaster.
Yeah, right. We could. So NHL, we still have about 20 games left. We've got about 25% of the season to go. Should be interesting to see what happens. But I wanted to say Zucker was a huge pickup for the Penguins. There's been a lot of trades going on. I do not watch enough hockey. A friend of mine from high school, you might know him, Lucas, big hockey fan. I want to have him on the show one day to talk hockey. He knows his shit. I mean, he watches hockey religiously. And either have him call in or come on, as we get closer to the playoffs.
Yep.
I told him I wanted him to come on and give us some stuff. He'd probably give us better picks than Beer League with the fucking New Jersey Devils.
It's
terrible.
Embarrassing.
It is embarrassing. And just to go back to that, so the Penguins, they are 7-2. They've won 3 in a row. They're 7-2-1 in their last 10. Capitals are 4-6. I think Ovechkin's on a 5-game scoreless streak.
Yeah, because he's going for 700.
He's going for that 700th goal, and he's probably going to get it. He's got a game, and then he's got the Penguins on Sunday. I think that's when he's probably going to do it against the Penguins.
Probably have 4 of them.
Yep, he probably will. And the Penguins somehow win 6-4.
Possible.
Very possible. Perry, you been watching any hockey, or are you just doing your thing?
I've been dabbling in a little bit. Like I said, Red Wings sucks. I don't watch it too much, but
I mean, you did get to go to a game this year.
Yeah, I did, and that was awesome.
Won some money.
One of their 12 wins.
Oh, by the way, we're talking about if you're alive on Saturday night, we're either going to A, go to the casino and watch the fights, or B, we're going to Cody Bryant's house and watching the fights. So be prepared for that.
I'm game. If the parrot flu doesn't kill me.
Yeah, I'm about to say, unless you're throwing up, then you're not going.
Then stay the fuck away from us.
Throw up on the casino table and embarrass us.
A lot stronger than the human flu.
Yeah. So, Parrot, you said you watched the All-Star game, and you and I briefly talked about it. You kind of want to tell us what happened with the All-Star game, and because I didn't see any of it, and you told me how it worked, and I just kind of want to hear how that went.
Yeah, so they changed the format this year. They still did the top 2 vote getters in each conference. They got to pick their team, so it was LeBron and Giannis again. But they changed the format of the game, so they played for every quarter to donate to a charity for their team. And so LeBron's team won the first quarter, then they set that first quarter score aside and reset the game score to 0. Then Giannis' team went out and won the second quarter, so he got $100,000 for his team. They reset the score to 0. They played the third quarter and they ended up tying. So that $100,000 transferred into the fourth quarter. So they played that fourth quarter for $300,000, and instead of playing a timed quarter, they played the first to 24 points. And at that point, I think Giannis' team was up 8 to 10 points at that time to start the quarter. I think they had to get to 157, if I remember right. And LeBron's team ended up coming back, and they ended up winning on a free throw, actually.
So, and then you and I briefly talked about the different challenges, like the 3-point and the skills challenge and the dunk contest. And so the skills challenge, the dude from Miami,
Bam. Yep.
Bam beat Sabonis. Right? Beat him in the skills challenge, and then in the 3-point contest. Who won that?
Buddy Hield won the 3-point.
Did he?
Yeah, I was able to watch.
Did he beat Booker?
Yeah, it's him and Devin Booker.
So Brandon, who used to be a staple on the show, he's like in the I guess the Over the Line Sports Podcast Hall of Fame because he'll never return. That's why he's kind of like, the players that if you've won the Masters, you can be in it. Since he was on the podcast, he's a part of it. He gets to make picks. So that's what happened with him. He made a good point. He's like, dude, I would love to do some old school NBA 3-point contest and love to see 63-year-old Larry Bird come out and whoop everybody's ass in a 3-point contest.
Dude, Larry Bird take 2 shots and they had to carry him off.
Yeah, it was back. Yeah, because my dad and I used to talk, because we're big Celtics fans. My dad and I used to say, he was just like, that dumb son of a bitch. French lick. He would just go out there and his mom's driveway's all fucked up. He's out there tearing up the driveway himself instead of paying for it.
I don't know. He might still be able to shoot jumpers.
Oh, I bet you he could.
He didn't use much leg.
No, he never did.
And with a lot of the guys in the 3-point contest, man, they're more arm than leg, and usually those are guys that have the stamina to win, at the end.
So who won? I know the Rising Stars team beat the world 151-131. Who won the dunk contest? I know Aaron Gordon lost, and he's out now. He said he's never doing it again.
Yeah, he said he won't do it again.
Because and I'll quote him, he said, "It's a wrap. I feel like I should have won 2 trophies, so it's over for that." I didn't watch it. You did. How do you feel about that?
Yes and no. I mean, I can understand why he's mad because he had 5 straight 50s, but they were also handing 50s out like Mike and Ike's during that game or during the slam dunk. So
Shitty Dwight put on a cape again, and he almost got a 50.
Yeah.
From dunking halfway in the paint.
All right, but at the same time,
halfway in the paint.
It was.
I mean, for Dwight to be in his mid-30s, he could still get up. I mean, granted,
Jordan could until he was about 40, and then he was a little hot.
Right. But, I mean, Dwight, it was respectable.
But do you think
Dwight
Aaron Gordon got beat the first time he was in the dunk contest?
No, I think he beat Levine.
No, he won the first one.
I think
won that
did.
first
I
one.
think he got robbed in the first one. But I think Derrick Jones Jr. won this
Derrick
one.
Jones Jr.
He was throwing
won
down
this one.
some dunks.
Yeah.
If they
with authority.
Yeah, because I think what kind of hurt Aaron Gordon was how many times you gonna jump over Chance the Rapper? Yeah, that was the only thing. It was just how many times you gonna do that. Like if he would have kept doing more dunks like he did with the one he did with Markelle Fultz.
Yep.
And it was like a 360 off the side of the backboard. Like that was easily one of the best dunks I've ever seen. Like the two of them going at it, Derrick Jones Jr. and Aaron Gordon. That's top 3 dunk contest ever.
Yeah, the between the legs lefty tomahawk throwdown was just disgusting.
Yeah,
I mean disgusting.
And the way that they were going through their legs, they were going from like a lot of guys go inside out. They were going from the outside in. It
was crazy
to their opposite hand and dunking on the opposite side of the rim. Like that was sick. It was amazing. Just the hang time that they can all get. And then, he tried to jump Taco Fall, which he did.
His nuts didn't, but
he didn't necessarily clear him. But at the same time, like how many 7'5" guys are out there, to jump over?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Taco Fall, he's a big staple in Boston. They love him. He comes off the bench. They're like, ah!
Right.
It's like Scalabrini, like a very, very, very darker version.
White Mamba.
Yeah. All right. How about college basketball? So Baylor is still number 1 at 23-1. So they've won 22 in a row.
Yep.
And who's their only loss? Anybody know? I'm gonna have to pull that up and check that out.
Nope.
I'm gonna pull that up. Look it up. Washington. They lost by 3. That's it. But have they played? Oh, they beat Kansas by 12.
Yeah.
That was a big win for them.
The Big 12, they're decent.
They beat. They got Kansas on the 22nd, so I don't even know what the date is today. 19th, so they play them on Saturday, and then so that'll be good. And then they got West Virginia again. They beat West Virginia already, 70-59. But this game with Kansas is at home. They beat Kansas at Kansas by 12. It's just still anything could happen. Like we said, Gonzaga, I think, only has 1 loss. San Diego State's still undefeated.
Yep. Look at Dayton sitting there at 5.
Wow, 23-2, man.
They beat VCU by 6 last night, I think, at VCU, which is impressive on the road at this time of year. You know how those mid-majors get.
Yeah.
Dayton, man, I tell you what, that's pretty awesome.
Do you think as a 4, if they can move up to like a 4, let's say, because Baylor and Kansas are going to play again, and if Baylor beats Kansas,
they probably will play twice if they play again in the title game.
So one of those teams is going to be a 1 seed. The other might be as well. Do you think that a San Diego State or a Dayton can be a 1 seed?
Dayton wins out; they're a 1 seed, no doubt.
Really?
Oh, no doubt.
Do you think they would? You think they'd lose early though?
No, I don't. I think they have a really good team.
Yeah.
I think they have a very good team.
What has happened to North Carolina? They lost on another buzzer beater to Notre Dame. Last second shot. They are bad. They are like 10-16. They are bad.
Bad.
They I saw a stat because that was on it was on right at the end of the race on Monday.
Right.
They have like 820 minutes missed by scholarship players this year, which is, I think they said the next closest team in the NCAA had like 410 minutes missed. So
half.
That's why. I mean, they're missing all their good players due to injury, and they're still losing games by 3 or less. They have like 8 losses by a bucket. So that's why. But yeah, I mean, they're not going to make the tournament this year. It's going to be that's odd. Not many times you don't see North Carolina or
how many years has it been? It's crazy.
They were shitty a couple, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, but
they missed their worst record since Roy Williams got there.
So for Dayton, they're in the Atlantic 10. Mm-hmm. So their big competitor is Rhode Island, I believe. Rhode Island's up there. I don't think they're ranked. Yeah, they're 19-6. They're not ranked. They played. So they played. Have they played Dayton? Yeah, they lost by 14 to Dayton when they played. So that tells you how good Dayton is.
Yeah, I mean this is their year to be a Final Four team. There is no doubt about it. Especially the way this basketball season's been. There's not a lot of strong teams. It just depends. If the 1 seed for them will be really big. It'll be really big because I think if they get the 1 seed, they should be able to. They should be able to get to the Final Four. That's how good their team is.
Yeah, and this is a year where anybody can beat anybody. Now Dayton, they haven't played any ranked teams this year.
Yeah, they have. They beat
Kansas.
Yeah.
They lost to Kansas. That's one of their losses. They only lost by 6. It was at Dayton. And then their other loss, they lost to Colorado by 2.
Was I think in the top 10 they're 18th.
Colorado is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think they've beaten Syracuse. Who else?
At the time, Colorado wasn't ranked.
Yeah,
so it's a big deal.
They beat another decent squad as well.
St. Louis?
So, yeah, I think
they beat them by 2.
And then I think there might have been another. But regardless, they
Massachusetts, they beat by 8. I mean, Massachusetts isn't what it was with Marcus Camby, but it is what it is.
Yeah, they have a really good team that can go deep in the tournament. There's no doubt about it.
Now, what about what's going on? I know we're like Buckeyes and Sparty fans, I guess you could say. Sparty sucks. I mean, they're ranked like 27th right now. I saw Ohio State creep back in at 25. So just in the Big Ten, I'm going to go down to it just to check it out because I haven't looked at it in a while. So, oh God, that's brutal. So Michigan State is 4th. How? They're 9-6. Oh, because everybody's 9-6. So Maryland 12-3. Penn State 10-5, and then the Hawkeyes, Spartans, Knights, Illini, Badgers are all 9-6. Buckeyes, Wolverines both 7-7. Purdue 7-9. Hoosiers 6-8. Golden Gophers 6-8. Nebraska and Northwestern are going to be the 2 teams that don't make it. They're pretty bad, but the other teams can. Do you think it's Maryland's to lose? They're the best team, right now in the Big Ten. But do you think they're of the top 12 that are going to make it? Any kind of surprise teams in those bottom 6, maybe?
I mean, I wouldn't think surprise-wise, no. I mean, there's certainly teams. Iowa could definitely make a splash in there. Penn State, who hasn't been really there lately, I know that they're 10th, so they're not in the bottom, but it's a team you don't see in the tournament often. Rutgers is a surprise team, that's for sure. They might be able to ruffle some feathers. So it'll be interesting to see.
How many teams do you think are going to make the tournament?
I think 9.
9?
I think 9. I think one of those bottom dwellers are going to get left out off the bubble, but I think it'll be 9.
So like all the way to basically Michigan.
Yeah, I think they'll be in. It's one of these bottom teams won't.
And the Big Ten usually disrupts a lot of teams in the tournament.
Oh yeah, Ohio State has a big game tomorrow. Tonight when you're listening, but Thursday at Iowa. It's a big game for them. They've won 3 in a row, I think Ohio State has. So we'll see if they can keep that trend rolling. It'd be a big win if they can beat Iowa in Iowa.
All right, so let's move on to golf. So something I missed because it was on Sunday. So on Sunday, this past Sunday, on February 16th, it was the 24th anniversary of when Happy Gilmore beat Shooter McGavin to win the Tour Championship in honor of Chubbs Peterson.
That was my favorite tournament ever.
Yes, because he blew, a 4-stroke lead?
Yeah, and I can't believe that the tower fell on the green. He still putted. It was amazing. Never seen anything like it before.
I've got Parrot on Hangout. I mean, he's not right here. I'm looking at his deer on his wall. That's pretty interesting. So I can't get anything there. So can you tell us what happened last week, Bear, in golf?
Yeah, Adam Scott ended up winning for the first time in a while, it seems like. Kuchar kind of faltered. Dustin Johnson kind of faltered. And Adam Scott ended up shooting 70 to win. Couple of no-names in there. Scott Brown. Looks like he had a pretty good Sunday.
I think he was my pick.
Yeah,
No,
I wish. I wish it was my pick, even though he existed. But yeah, it was a pretty good tournament. Tiger was looking good until Saturday and Sunday and played like absolute shit. Finished dead last of the people who made the cut. So not too bad, but he did not play very well. There's still, I think there's 50 days to the Masters today.
Huh.
So he's got plenty of time to get into better shape. This is the worst tournament he's played in a couple of years now. So not too bad, but yeah, Adam Scott, Scott Brown, Sung Kang, Matt Kuchar, Hideki, Bryson, Max Homa. There's some names up there. Rory was tied 5th. DJ was 10th. Cody Bryant's favorite, Taylor Gooch, was tied 10th as well.
It's the homie.
Taylor Gooch. No Cooch, grab the Gooch.
This week, they are in Mexico World Golf Championship. They've played this course. This will be the 4th year that they've played it. And this is a World Golf Championship event, so there's no cuts. Nor I think it's like top 70 players in the world get invited and are playing. The players that don't go or don't want to go, whatever, then the next 71, 72, blah, blah, as we go, get invited in. So luckily there will be no cut this week, so we don't have to worry about that too much. DJ has won 2 out of the 3 years they have played here. It's, I don't know, I couldn't tell you how much above sea level, but it's above sea level. Bomber's paradise. Ball flies a lot further here.
So, and to kind of cover, what happened last week with everything in golf, I wanted to give you the updated standings. I know we briefly talked about it before the show, but last week, so we had 2 guys miss the cut, Bear and Parrott. So, Bear, you had Bubba Watson. Parrott had Jason Day. I had J.B. Holmes, who finished 51st. He was good early, like Tiger, but then faltered. Brandon had Patrick Cantlay at 17th. And Cody Bryant, the winner of the week. First time yet. Still in last place, though. But finished 10th. So you made it. You're coming back. So the updated standings, not as good as we have been in the past, but at 30.9, our leader, Bear, 30.9. Yeah. 30th spot. Me, 36. Brandon, 40.4. Jake, 45.3. And Cody Bryant, 49.7. So first pick this week is Bear.
I am going to go with a guy who has had a good track record here the last couple of years. He has only been top 20 in the 3 years he's played, with his best finish, I think, being 5th. Rafa Cabrera Bio. I think it's Bio, technically.
Rafa Cabrera Bio.
Bello.
Rafa Cabrera.
Cabrera.
C-A-B, say.
Cabrera Bello.
That's all one word, huh?
No.
It's hyphenated.
Rafa space Cabrera space
Bella
Bio space
Bio.
Winner space.
All right, so that would put me next. Barry, you actually helped me out with my pick. I'm going to use him now. I know it's early, but he's good here. Give me Dustin Johnson this week. And Brandon's pick is next. He took Lucas Glover. Parrott, you remember who you took?
Nope, I actually forgot.
Patrick Reed. And then, what about you, Cody Bryant? Who you got this week?
Let me see who's in it. Is Gary Woodland? I think he's in.
I think so, yes.
All right, that's what I'm taking.
Gary Woodland. So, again, I don't think any of us have had a week. Well, actually, the first week, Brandon and I both took Cam Champ, and then you and I took Colin Morikawa in the second week. But since then, we haven't had any people that have doubled up. So that's pretty good for 5 guys picking. So should be a good tournament this weekend. Looking forward to it. There's no cut. You said 70 guys, right? So the worst we can get to 70, which would be the cut.
Don't quote me on that, but I think it's 70. I didn't count them out.
You know what you got last week, right?
69.
That's right. You and Barrett.
It's not great.
So should be okay. Let's go into NASCAR. So I want to cover this. This might take about 10, 15 minutes. But so NASCAR, they had the duels, which we won't really cover. They get into the race on Sunday. It was pretty neat to see President Trump there with the First Lady, Melania. And he actually did Gentlemen, Start Your Engines. It was really good. He got on the radio. He requested to be on the radio to talk to all the drivers, which was really neat. And then he took a pace lap in the Beast in the damn limo.
22,000-pound
Yeah,
limo.
22,000-pound limo. And so he's on the ground side, because on the bank, if you're not going 65, you'll slide down the bank. So that Beast was going at least 65 or 70 around the side, leading it. And then, of course, they had a rain delay. They got in 20 laps while they were out doing that, and then they brought him in, and then they get out, do 20 laps. They ended up moving the race to Monday. And, a lot of things happened on Monday. Denny Hamlin ended up winning the race. On the last lap, Ryan Newman was winning. and Ryan Blaney was behind him. And then I think everybody in the country, if you're a NASCAR fan or not, pretty much knew what happened.
Yeah.
Blaney clipped. It wasn't his fault. He was getting pushed by Hamlin. He just had a run. He got into the back of Newman, who went into the wall, and it was on the front stretch. It wasn't. It was after turn 4.
I mean, he was 200 feet from the fucking.
That's how
200 feet from winning that race.
So he was 200 feet from that. And the crazier thing is, if you look back 19 years ago at Dale Earnhardt, he crashed in turn 4, didn't look bad, and it killed him. Newman, and so he's going about 190 around that turn. Newman's going 200 on the front stretch, gets clipped right into the wall, flips immediately, and then takes Corey LaJoie's number 32 car into the driver's side door while he's upside down. Now, we saw it on the replay, we saw it live, but when you see the footage from like the pit, when it's full speed, and I remember, like, Bear, we were all I was on Twitter. I hardly ever get on Twitter because Bear's our Twitter guru here, but I was on Twitter for 2 hours just refreshing, waiting for something.
Yeah, that was one of the most wicked wrecks I've ever seen in my life. That was insane.
We all thought he was dead.
I've seen people go into, I mean, I think it was, I don't know if it was Chase or if it was, I think it was Brad went into the fence once.
Yeah.
Newman has had that before.
At Daytona.
It was when he was in the number 12 and he did a
was
barrel
that the
roll
Alltel
through
car?
Yeah, that was it was he did a barrel roll through the infield and walked away, and that was I think that was 04 if I had to guess. 04, 06. That was a couple of years after Dale. I mean, the car, that one ended up right, and he didn't get hit by another car, but I mean, he flipped 8 times probably. Axle flies. He just walks right out like it's nothing.
Right.
And this one, you're expecting the same thing, kind of, and it didn't happen.
Yeah,
it was scary. But, dude, you know what? That safety crew, man, I'll tell you what, they deserve all the props in the world. Because the first thing after that wreck happened, they didn't even show Hamlin. They zoom right in on the car, and all you see is fire, and then you see shit just leaking out, and you're like, you're about to watch an explosion. Someone's gonna die. That safety crew gets on. First thing they do, they don't even go to him. They go and put the fire out. First thing they do.
There's several different guys that were out there. There's 8 or 10 guys. Few guys are the safety crew that actually come out and put out fires and everything.
They were the first people.
They were the first people out.
Yeah.
And the people on the next one came out, and they were the medical crew. And they went to the car. Yeah. And they looked in, and when they brought out the black screens, and it was like 20, 30 minutes.
Deja vu.
And you're like, this is like 19 years ago when this happened to Earnhardt, but, it was a little different because you didn't know. I mean, it didn't look bad. It didn't look like this where everybody was like, oh, my God, this guy's could be dead. I mean, they said nothing. We knew nothing for 2 hours. And I have to give a lot of credit to basically NASCAR and the medical staff, everybody that kept that hushed for 2 hours. I mean, we were all like just wanting to know. And then I give all the credit to the NASCAR president. Came out, I had it. We were watching a show, and I had it on my phone on the NASCAR press. And I was waiting for him to come out, and he came out, and I paused the show, and you hear him say, this is from Roush Racing. And he basically said, we appreciate all the concern and we want their privacy, but he is in serious condition, but he's non-life-threatening injuries. And today, it's Wednesday. He walked out of the hospital today with his 2 daughters.
Less than 48 hours later.
Un-fucking believable. And that tells you how good their safety has become in 19 years. And what did you say? You can quote yourself from earlier.
Yeah, I mean, there was an article, which I didn't read, but I mean, in the little snippet that was on there pretty much said that Dale Earnhardt saved his life because of that. I mean, all the Hans devices, the different roll cages, the body design. As Kode said, more of the car shrapnel leaves. It doesn't stay on it and have potential to keep getting it just comes off, like that's as it should. That's what should happen. We have, there's fences there so the shit doesn't get into the crowd. So why not lose it? Why have a chance for a hood to bend back, break a windshield? There's so many different possibilities of what could happen in a wreck going 200 miles an hour in a split second. But that was one of the craziest wrecks, if not the craziest wreck I've ever seen. I've never seen another car upside down and get hit. You've seen guys run into the wall and other guys just smoke them full speed in the passenger door. Not their door, the passenger door. And then maybe do a couple flips. I've never seen a car already going 200, drill the wall, do a couple flips, then get hit on the driver's side door to flip again. That's insane.
Just because we didn't know how he was and we wanted him to get out of the car. And then as we're sitting here thinking, like, he's dead. Like, as you kept watching it over and over and over and over again, you're like, oh, my gosh. But to see him, like, smiling with his daughters, because I'm like,
Dude's a tank. And he didn't even look like he had bruises or anything.
Nothing.
Well, I mean, you got to think. Don't they make basically, don't they just make the car like a bank safe?
Yeah.
Much, like the frame.
That roll cage.
That roll cage is and like a bank safe, and then they're like suspended in it pretty much, and like strapped to it.
Yeah, and what I didn't realize either that they said too is that, like, because you're kind of waiting for him when the car's upside down. It's like, all right, just whatever, let it. They can't get him out of that car until it's flipped back up. So that's why they had to wait. So you could only imagine how scary that is for those safety people who don't know. Maybe, he could have got knocked out, but you don't know if he could have been dead. Yeah. You can't tell if he's breathing with all that shit he's got on.
Right.
So you have to carefully flip that car over, as careful as you can. It said it took him 8 minutes to flip the car safely, and then it took him, like, I think it said 5 to cut him out and get him out.
Right.
But before all that, once again, all speculation because no one knows, but they said that the one of the Penske guys who was there came out or walked by one of the guys and said he's awake, which at the time no one knew, but it's very possible it could have been.
Yeah, and they were pissed that he said that, and it's like falsification of all this shit, and you didn't know, and it was like, gosh, man, you just hate to see it, and you want the family to be going on, and this looks interesting. We're watching AEW, just turned on. I didn't realize it was 8 o'clock already. But what was starting to really piss me off was, people speculating stuff and going through this and people shitting on Denny Hamlin. First off, okay, Denny won the race. Everything happened behind him. So he can see like a flip or things happen, but he's still driving. The car's flipped over. He doesn't know what's going on. His radio is off. He turned it off, does his donuts, whatever. When he gets in victory lane, he stops because he's like, oh, all I care about right now is Ryan. And Joe Gibbs, you could tell, he kind of knew something was wrong. And what he does after every win is he gets with his guys and they pray. Mm-hmm. And they did again. And you could see Joe, like he came out. He's all class, Joe Gibbs. Yeah. Comes out and apologizes for that.
Besides coaching the Redskins, but yeah.
Still alive. Right. Joe Gibbs, still kicking.
He's still kicking, and he's a hell of a car owner. Like, he's Super Bowl winning coach.
But then at the same time, like, what else is Denny Hamlin supposed to do? It's not like he can circle back and, like, what do you expect him to do? Pull the e-brake and jackknife around real quick and circle back to help?
Exactly. And then
he just won the biggest race of the year, making a boatload of money. Mm-hmm. FedEx is happy. There's so much emotions going through your head that, it sucks that that's not there. But once you figure out what's going on, that's when it kind of hits you, and all that celebration kind of gets killed.
And I bet
I would personally guarantee that watch Newman come out and say sorry that had to happen to ruin your time, because Newman's a classy guy too. He'll probably come out at some point and say, everyone, thanks for the prayers, thanks for all that. Congratulations, Denny Hamlin. Sorry, he'll make a joke of it, sort of thing. Sorry, I had to ruin your celebration. I guarantee he'll come out and say that when he talks with the media.
Now we don't know if he's going to
be racing in 6 weeks.
Yeah, he's not going to. Do we know who's going in his car yet?
I don't think so, but all I know is that dude's a fucking tank, man.
They still can't get mad at Ryan. He at least still finished the race too, didn't he?
Yeah, it was ninth.
Top 10.
He came across.
He rolled across
it.
He rolled across in ninth.
Somebody who doesn't know a lot about NASCAR at work asked me. They go, "Does that still count?" I go, "Fuck yeah, it does."
Yeah. Hell, at least he still finished the race.
That's right. But that you can't tell that for 17 other drivers or 20 other drivers. I think only 17 finished.
Yeah, it was not a lot. It was crazy, man. I mean, you're right. 17 did finish.
Dude, the race was clean until the last 16 laps, and it was like an hour.
Yeah, and it was 209 laps. It's the longest Daytona race in history because of all the overtimes.
Ridiculous.
It was nuts. So you add, what is it, 9? So 9, 18, so 23 and a half more miles is how far they had to go.
And my thing that's going to come out of this, and I really, really, really hope they don't do it, but when they change to the green, white, checkered, once the leader gets across the start-finish line for the white flag, the race, you cannot, it doesn't matter. If there's a caution behind you, it doesn't matter. What happened...
There's actual video.
Yeah, it looks like he's walking just actually perfect, really.
Yeah, video of him walking
no
out.
Limp or anything.
And then there's pictures of him and Truex went and visited him at the hospital at Halifax and Daytona.
Good.
So it's just pretty neat to see.
But coming out of this, NASCAR better, I mean, I could see if they did it, but they better not let them race to the finish on a green, white, checkered. I get it when there's a regular caution. and they used to do that, right? They used to race to the line before, and they got rid of that because of safety issues.
Right.
This just happened. They raced to the line, and they changed it for a couple of years, and everyone was pissed because it would end off of a caution on the last lap.
They still do it if they ended on a caution. Like if that would have ended early, obviously it was at the start-finish line, so it didn't matter. But if it was before, let's say it was in turn 3.
It was. There was a wreck in turn 2. Chase got taken out.
Yeah, but
that's what I'm saying.
But if it doesn't affect the lead cars, then they're not going to toss it. They're not going to toss caution. But if it affects like the group of cars in the lead, they'll throw it, and then it's the next like caution or the racing. What do they call it? Scorers, the scoring stripe or whatever they call it. That's where whoever gets across that first is the winner.
Yeah, and I just hope they don't take that away because you still got to race to the finish, and unfortunately, that's why this happened. But it'll be interesting to see what they end up doing with all this. Because NASCAR does one thing. They implement safety measures immediately. So we'll see.
Right, and it'll be interesting to see what happens with Ryan Newman when he gets back. I don't know who's going to be driving his car this week. It'll be interesting to see who does drive the car, but I just want to
be him.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. So second was Ryan Blaney. Third was Chris Boucher. Fourth, David Reagan. Fifth, Kevin Harvick. Sixth, Clint Boyer. 7, Brendan Gaughan, who is not – he didn't get any points because he's not a full-time Cup driver.
That was his last race, too.
Yep. And then 8th, Corey LaJoie, who got some points there. Newman, of course. Kyle Larson was 10th. John Hunter Nemechek, rookie, right?
Yep.
So he's in here. And is that Joe's kid?
Front row Joe's boy. Kid.
So it's his kid. Austin Dillon, Justin Haley up there in 13th. Michael McDowell 14th. I should have took Bubba Wallace here. I would have got a 15th. Should have taken Bubba like I do other years. Oh, man. But we had some good guys there all the way through. DiBenedetto ended up finishing 19th. He was there. He got caught up in one of the wrecks at the end, which sucked, because we liked DiBenedetto. He was leading Bristol when we were at Bristol, and then who the fuck won that race? Was it Denny?
I think it was Denny.
Yeah, it was Denny. He caught him at the end and passed him. Because we were just hoping to see DiBenedetto win a race because it was fun to watch him and cheer for him. And I wish he would have had but because of his popularity, Barstool is the one that sponsored him for a couple of races. He had the one bite everybody knows the rules car. Like it was literally a slice of pizza and it was a one bite car. It was fantastic. Nice. That's why I like Portnoy, who he gets involved in this in NASCAR, and he was tweeting like crazy about the whole situation with Newman. Because he was at Daytona, wasn't he?
I don't know. I don't think he was. No, I don't think so.
No, he was. He was down in Florida because he did another pizza review with that Uber driver, that whatever her name is.
I didn't see that one.
Oh, my God. You got to watch that. That lady's hilarious. So he did one with her. It was her, some random guy, Portnoy, and Jimmy Johnson did this pizza review. And she's hilarious. Like, you got to check her out and the pizza review he did with her. Up. But this week, so we are at Las Vegas, right?
Vegas, yep.
Vegas, traditionally a good track. It's the home of Kurt and Kyle Busch. That's their home track. But we have a lot.
They've won on one time.
Yeah, exactly.
Kyle in 2009.
Yeah, Kyle's won on every single track on the circuit. He's just not won the Daytona 500.
Yep.
And my favorite thing, I'll talk about this real quick, is did you send us that picture?
Yeah, when Kyle flipped Logano off. Yeah,
and then he blew his engine.
Yeah. He flips him off because he was like, I think he was bump drafting him a little bit too much and he was getting in his quarter panel, so he flipped him off as he comes up next to him and then he blows his engine. Like, yeah, that's about right for you.
I'm like, oh, wonderful.
That's Kyle Busch. That's Kyle for you. But he won here in 2009. Just winners of this race. Jimmy Johnson has 3 back in the day. Truex has won 2 of the last 4. I'm sorry, 2 of the last 5. Keselowski has a couple here. Harvick has a couple. So what is it, a mile and a half, I think?
Yep.
A mile and a half raceway. So it'll be interesting to see this week. But based off the standings, Parrot gets to go first.
Yeah, Parrot, you won the race with Denny Hamlin. You still awake, Parrot? You're on mute, Parrot. I can't hear you. What'd you do?
My bad. I had to take the dog. It was on mute. Yeah, I'm still here. I was looking at my pick, though.
All right, so you won the race last week. You are in first. You finished first, so you get to go first.
I haven't picked Keselowski, have I?
It's been one race.
You picked Denny Hamlin, so no, you haven't picked Keslow. So you're taking Brad? So you're taking Brad?
Yeah.
All right, Brad Keselowski for you. Cody Bryant, you are next.
I got to find out who's racing.
The same
The
people
same
as last
people that
week,
were last week, pretty
Oh,
much.
shit.
except Jeff Gordon.
And Brendan Gaughan. Right?
I'll go. I don't know. Fuck it. Chase Elliott.
Damn, using Harvick and Chase out. But you had a 5th place finish, so I'll give you that. All right. On to Brandon.
He took Bowman, right?
Oh, yeah, he took another.
Hendrick, because I made fun of him today. So you're just going to go all Hendrick, I see.
Yep, so he's taking Chase Elliott. He got a 17th, and Alex Bowman. Bear.
I am going to take Tyler Reddick this week. He won in Vegas on the Xfinity Series I think it was the spring race last year. So he's going to be my pick this week.
I'm going to take Keselowski. He's a good driver here. I'm going with Parrott, taking Keselowski. So Parrott, I won't catch him. I'll still be 34 points behind Parrott after this week. So Parrott, you got it. I see you over there throwing your hands. Like it. So,
Dirty pool, man. Dirty pool.
That's right. So it was a fun race. We're happy to hear Ryan Newman's left the hospital. He's walking. Everything's great. Some of the things just pissed us off about what was going on. People blaming Corey LaJoy or Ryan Blaney and Denny Hamlin and shitting on them. And then the one that pissed me off the most, I think, was the people saying that, oh, he deserves it because he's a Trump supporter. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Like, that's ridiculous.
They're still blaming people on for causing accidents, man. I thought they pretty much legislated that type of stuff out of that.
Right. So it was absolutely...
People always be assholes.
Right.
Oh, well.
All right, so this week, I'll let Cody Bryant, you're the boxing fan here, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I'll let you talk about this weekend's fight, Wilder and Fury 2. What do we got?
Dude, this is easily the biggest boxing match since, I'd say, Mayweather-Pacquiao.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, this is...
What about Mayweather and Conor?
No.
Hype-wise.
Hype-wise.
Hype-wise? No, not even hype-wise.
Really?
That was bigger hype-wise.
Yeah, I agree. Pacquiao and
Like,
Mayweather.
not Pacquiao Mayweather, but McGregor-Mayweather, hype-wise, was big.
Yeah, but the boxing
And
match,
then-
Pacquiao and Mayweather.
Yeah, boxing-wise, yeah. Oh, yeah, this is the biggest hype fight since probably, in my opinion, since then. And for the heavyweight division, you probably have to go back to, Tyson, Lennox Lewis probably, for the heavyweight division.
Yeah, because nobody cared about those Russian boys, the brothers.
No, the Klitschko's, no,
Yeah.
unless they were going to fight each other, and they didn't want
never
to fight
did.
each other. Yeah,
Exactly.
So, I mean, this is easy, and it's part 2. Like, you don't get too many sequels.
Off of a draw.
Yeah, off of a draw.
No,
When Fury almost got knocked out.
Yeah, Fury almost got knocked out.
almost got knocked
But
out.
he pretty much...
Wilder got knocked down.
Yeah, because Fury pretty much kind of handled that fight, except getting his ass almost knocked out.
Yeah, he, and Wilder actually got his ass whooped during that fight.
That's what I'm saying. So that was a good call because Fury almost got knocked out.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for that knockout, Fury probably won that fight.
So this time around, what do you guys think is going to happen? What do you think first, man?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't know. Man.
They're what? Because Wilder's 49-0.
Yeah, but
and Fury is
32-0.
Yeah, 32-0. But
Is
they
Fury?
say, a lot of people say that Wilder hasn't really fought much competition.
except Fury.
Yeah, and a lot of the guys that like Fury has fought, he's had less fights, but he's fought tougher guys. So, and right now Wilder is the underdog in that fight. So
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, which isn't surprising. So I mean, I don't know, man.
What title are they fighting for?
Shit, I can't even.
There's so many titles.
I don't even know if this is a unification bout or not. I don't even think it is. To be honest, I don't know. I can't remember. Somebody will probably tell me. But I mean, just the fact that you have two heavyweights fighting and it's a big deal and it actually matters, like that. That's what makes the whole thing right now. And you got to almost feel for a guy like Anthony Joshua right now. Like they used to say he was probably the best heavyweight in the world, and you see where he is right now.
Yeah.
But they won't let him. His guys won't let him fight anybody. So I don't know, man. Heavyweight boxing is weird. Like you got so many different titles, so many different associations and the promoters get in the way. It's not like how it used to be.
Right. So, do you think Fury wins?
I think, man, just to the fact that he ate that punch the last time and got up, I think Fury wins by decision.
Okay.
And it's gonna suck too, because it'll be a decision, and he's predicting he's gonna knock him out in the second round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what Fury said?
That's what Fury's saying. Fury says he's gonna knock him out in the second round.
I imagine it'll be some sort of close decision. It is still boxing. And there is a rematch clause again, even though if Fury said he wins, then he said he's going to retire and walk away, blah, blah, blah. But there is a fight contract for a third match or for a third bout. So I wouldn't be surprised if this stays close. I think, I agree. I think Fury is just... I think he's just going to beat him. I do. I think he's going to outpoint him. I think there's a chance that both guys will get knocked down again as well. I just think Fury's going to outpoint him, and I think he's going to end up coming away. I don't know. Let's say 116, 114 unanimous decision, something like that.
Fury?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think there's going to be a knockout. If there is, it's going to be caught on a few punches, because he almost had him. Wilder almost had him.
Yeah.
And Fury could have got him too. So I'm going to go with you. I agree on the unanimous decision. I think it's going to be close, probably within one or two. So give me that as well, Fury. What about you, Parrot? Do you watch much boxing to even know?
I know enough, but if I had to pick, I'm going to go with Fury in this as well.
And like we said, we're all pretty much going to watch it this weekend together at some point. We're going to figure out where. So we're looking forward to that. All right, here. Trivia is ready. We ready?
Ready.
We got the scores updated?
Yep.
In the Excel sheet, in the Bear Excel sheet.
So Gary has 169.
Nice.
Cody Bryant has 167.
Fuck him.
I have 150. And Parrot has 75.
Nice, Parrot. You're coming back. All right, first question. How many players coming from Ohio State have been selected in NBA draft history? Closest to the answers gets 2 points.
I thought he was going to say get arrested for rape and kidnapping.
Closest to the answers. So how many players coming from Ohio State have been selected in the NBA draft history? So I would go first with the points, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
I will plug.
You said closest gets the point?
Yes. So I just typed in mine. All right. Whoever wants to go, Parrot, you want to show me on the screen? You can probably show me. I just typed mine in, so you can show me on the screen. You guys can text me if you want. Parrot, you can type it and show me on the. I appreciate the Parrot here.
I'll wait till Cody goes and I'll say mine.
Yeah. So Parrot's typing his, putting it in. What are you writing a sentence? Okay, I'll take
I
it.
just threw something out there.
All right, so we've got Parrot. Parrot, I did see that, so we're good. Let me go back to Messenger.
Oh, shit, I forgot one. Can I change mine?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I'm changing mine.
Oh, so you're just adding one?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm adding 2.
It's kind of low. All right, go ahead.
9.
9 for Bear. So the question again was, how many players coming from Ohio State have been selected in NBA draft history? I said 69. Parrot said 39. 9 for Cody, or 10 for Cody, 9 for Bear.
I said 9, fool.
9. You both said 9.
We both said 9?
All right. Well, the answer was 53. So Parrot gets 2 points.
53.
Yeah.
Name them.
I didn't say name them.
Greg Oden, Michael Redd, Mike Conley, Jerry West, Daquan Cook,
Scooney Penn,
Bob Cousy.
Jim Jackson,
Bob Cousy. Bob Cousy.
What's his face? D'Angelo
Russell.
I didn't realize. I would have never guessed there was
not
that many.
50.
Ever.
Not 53.
He said, come on, have more faith in OSU than that. LOL.
Well, I mean, I guess they've been around for a long time. So
yeah, but I mean, the NBA hasn't been. Well,
Parrot gets 2.
Yeah.
Motherfucking Parrot.
It's been around for a while.
My Parrot gets
The
2
NBA,
points.
yeah.
Nice job, Parrot.
My little parrot. My little parrot.
Oh, gosh. Is this week, we're watching wrestling. Is this week, no, it's next week is Super Showdown, right? So we'll do our picks next week.
Correct.
Yes.
All right.
Correct.
I was so worried about that.
It's like next Friday.
All right.
Yeah, it reminds me, I got to renew my subscription.
Next question. What NL Central player led the majors with 29 home runs after the All-Star break in 2019?
Can you repeat that?
What NL Central player led the majors with 29 home runs after the All-Star break in 2019?
I think who's in the NL Central? That would be hitting home runs.
My dad has called me twice. I don't know why. I'm going to text him.
Dude, let's see. You got, yeah. What's that? Cubs, Cardinals, Brewers,
Reds,
Pirates.
There's one more, I think, too. I think there's 6 teams in the
Cardinals, Red,
Yeah. Cubs, Cardinals, Reds, Brewers,
Pirates.
Pirates. 5. Yeah.
Just 5?
Yeah.
There used to be 6, wasn't there? And they
Yeah.
moved
Yeah.
it.
Everybody has
They
5
moved
now
it.
because
Yeah.
they have. Is
They
there 3
added-
divisions or 4?
God,
There's
there's
3.
one guy I really want to say, and I know it's wrong. I know it is, but I just cannot think
Parrot,
of
did you
anyone
just-
else.
Parrot, you just
29 after the All-Star break, huh? Ooh. I don't know. I'm guessing.
Let me know when you guys have it, and I'll say mine out loud.
All right. I just sent it to you. It's my other cousin on my mom's side.
You got yours in, Mr. Gray?
Yes.
All right. Kristen Yelich is my guess, but I think he got hurt, so that's why I don't think it's right.
Bryant, Yelich.
You.
I'm guessing Parrot took Pete Rose, and who'd
Somebody
you take?
from the Reds, Castillo, but I can't. It was somebody from the Reds. The fucking rookie. Suarez. Eugenio Suarez. I was like, is it Castillo? I couldn't remember. It was Suarez. I knew it was somebody from the Reds. I just couldn't think of his damn name.
Yeah, I think Yelich broke his wrist sometime in there, which is why I knew it was
Right.
wrong. But
I wish he would have just said what team for a point. All right. He said LOL. Finally, there are 7 NFL rushers to eclipse 2,000 yards in a single season. We'll do this Family Feud style where you guys go around. Number 1 answer is worth 7 points. Number 2 is worth 6 points. Good luck. So,
all right,
okay, hold on.
2,000 yards, you said?
Who goes first? I'll ask him who goes first. What are you doing, Parrot? You going to be cheating over there?
Hands are right here.
My hands are right here. And my hands. I don't know what to do with my hands.
Right.
Watch, he's going to mute it and go, Alexa, give me the top
Right.
7.
Parrot, of course. Parrot goes first, then Bear, Cody, me. Parrot, you're up. So if you miss it, you're... Oh, let me ask that. If you miss, are you out? Because we haven't done that. He said Family Feud style, so I would think that gone. It might be 3 guesses, though. You're out. We'll see what he does.
Well, for only
Well, I
7,
figured
it
it was
should
7,
be
yeah, we
1 or
oughta-
2. 2 at the most.
No, but you can
Yeah.
do the 3 strikes if you want.
Oh.
So
I say 2 strikes for 7.
Yeah.
I think that's
All
fair.
right.
I got a feeling we're going to get them all anyway.
I think I have 3.
I have at least 4. Some of these are going to be tough, is what he said. Bullshit.
2,000-yard rusher in the NFL.
Yep.
2 strikes is what we're doing. I'm telling him that. Go ahead, Parrot.
Did Priest Holmes ever get it?
You and Priest Holmes.
That's you might be right, dude. I think you're right.
You might be.
I thought, bro.
I think you're right.
Priest Holmes. Here we go. Incorrect. 1 strike.
Damn.
So Parrot.
Damn.
1 strike. Bears up.
Eric Dickerson.
Eric. That's.
Because number 1, 7 points, right?
He's one of mine.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We're Family Feud.
Right.
We're going number 1 is most, and then 2, right? That's
He said, "Good guess. I love Priest." Number 1. 7 points for you.
all right.
Yeah.
I was about to say I'm just not picking random wrestlers
All right.
who did something.
Right.
I'm going to go Adrian Peterson.
A-P.
He's like 4th, I think.
He's up there.
Because he didn't play or he got hurt or something.
Well, he got suspended the one.
Yeah,
one season.
Number 2?
Yep.
Yeah, I'd say he's up there, though.
Because that was...
I thought he...
No, actually, that was the first year.
That's probably why, because I think there was something where he got hurt.
He got suspended.
Was it the suspension? Because he had a chance.
Yeah, he beat the little boy, man. That was fucked up.
We got to go Detroit. You know where I'm going. Barry Sanders. 4th.
Harry Sanders.
4 points for me. Yep.
Oh.
So that means you and I are tied.
Tied up.
Parrot? Oh, shit.
Marshall Falk. Did anyone say that?
Marshall
No,
Falk.
he never did it, though.
He never did it, but we'll give
close.
Yeah, he got
it
close.
Marshall Falk.
He never wanted to take those hits, so...
But he had all the passing. Too.
Yeah, he would catch he was more...
Incorrect. Parrot, you're out.
CJ2K, Chris Johnson.
Damn, son of a bitch. That was one of mine. And the only reason I was going to say I bought him, my dad, and me jerseys of his because he was on our fantasy. You remember this.
How'd that go for you?
It went great for him, not me. Because he always had Chris Johnson.
He's 6th or 7th on that list, I think. He had like 2003 rushing yards, right?
Yeah,
he barely got it.
He was 6th.
Sixth. I'm trying to think now. Let's see. See, now it gets hard because it's going to be like random guys now.
Just thought of one. I've got 2. I'm missing the last one.
I'm trying to think.
3, 5, and 7 right now.
3, 5. I think 7. I want to say Corey Dillon.
That's a good guess. I don't think it's right.
I think
unless that's the one I'm missing.
I think he's 7. Yeah, I think he's 7, if anything.
Well, wasn't it his turn?
No, I said Chris Johnson.
Oh, you did, you son of a bitch. Oh, God. I just forgot his name.
Is that right?
Is that right?
Oh, yeah, sorry. 2 points. 2 points. He's 6th.
6.
You said Chris Johnson was 6th.
No, Corey Dillon's incorrect. I'm sorry. I'm looking at... You're wrong.
Okay. So Chris Johnson's 6 and Corey Dillon's incorrect.
He's incorrect.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Okay, clarify that.
You got to remember this old boy from the Baltimore Ravens, Jamal Lewis.
Yep, that was my last one, I think. Now I'm going to have to pull out of the grab bag.
I don't think he did, though.
I think he did.
3rd.
Yeah.
I thought he was 7th. I thought he barely got over.
No, he had
5 points.
He had a big year in like 05 or something.
Oh, it's before he went to Cleveland. It's like, all right, you got 2,000 yards. We've officially used you up. We're going to send you to Cleveland.
All right, so we got 5 and 7 left. Who the hell had less than 2,003 yards? That's got to be recent.
Well, how many? It was 2,006 yards for Chris Johnson.
Oh, okay, not 2003.
So somebody did have 2003, though.
Okay, so that's what I'm thinking of. All right, 5 and 7 with 2 guesses. One of them's got to be old as shit, probably. I'm going to go with, and I don't think it's right, but I'm going to say Marcus Allen. I spelled his name wrong. Britt Baker bought Shivani Starbucks and spelled his name Toney.
Incorrect.
Yeah. Damn.
Cody Bryant.
OJ.
That's who I'm not thinking of.
The cutthroat baller himself.
I
think he held a record before Eric Dickerson.
Is he at 2005? Because the guy I'm thinking is 7th. Oh, OJ was 7th.
OJ.
He was 2,003 yards.
Yeah, I think he held it before Eric Dickerson.
So that's one more point.
The juice.
Juice is loose.
You got to think about this.
Number 5. I have a strike. Cody has a strike. Gary has no strikes.
I got to think about. I just got to throw one out to get a strike. I know it's wrong, but I'm going to say Emmett. I know it's wrong because I can't.
Nah, he never had one.
I know he did.
He had 1,850 and 1,620. He broke it. He separated his shoulder too much to go for that.
Right.
All right, back to you.
Okay, last guess. Number 5. Dickerson, Peterson, Lewis, Sanders, Johnson, Simpson.
Oh, you know what? All right.
Son of a bitch. I think I might have.
We're not talking about college, are we?
No.
Okay, I was going to guess Ron Dane.
I was saying you going to say Ron Dane.
That was the only one that popped into my head right there. Man. Let's see.
Letting him know we each have a guess left.
Yeah.
Bear is up.
Who would have had a fluke season that would have popped that one out? Even though, honestly, most of these running backs are pretty decent.
Yeah, they are.
Right.
Besides Chris Johnson.
I think I
He
might.
wasn't bad, though.
He wasn't terrible, actually.
He was good for
He was
reception.
good.
Wait, when he came back, actually,
Yeah, he came.
I didn't think he was going to come back and do
Right.
something, and he did, which
He
was
was
more
good.
impressive.
McCaffrey didn't get it yet.
No.
No, McCaffrey will never
No,
get it.
he'll never-
He'll be 2,000 total though.
Yeah.
Right.
That'll
yeah.
be for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's try to think here. I'm trying to think
Nice.
of like 80s or 90s running backs because I don't think it's going to
That
be
was badass.
more recent. Let's see.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Hell, I only got one guess left anyway, so
We all only have one
Yeah,
guess. So if you get it, it's.
I just
And putting our points in as you go,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, yeah, I have them in here. Yeah, I can't think of anyone later, so I'm just gonna say Lamar Miller. It's not even close to right, but
All right.
Oh shit! I just thought about that one now too. All right.
I hope you go the opposite of what I'm thinking.
Mike Anderson.
I hope you went the opposite. I'm going Terrell Davis.
I don't think he ever.
No,
did.
he never had one.
No.
Terrell didn't?
No, he had his braces taken off.
Fifth.
Mike
Terrell
Anderson.
Davis.
Terrell Davis. Ain't
2008 yards.
Oh,
Really?
damn.
It's
Where
like
was
so-
Mike Anderson at? Because I know that he was part of that Denver.
Where was Mike Anderson?
I'm just curious. I don't even care. I thought he was close though,
I'm going to ask him who was close to 2000.
because it was either going to be Mike Anderson or Larry Johnson.
I forgot about Larry Johnson.
Nah.
We got a baseball, not a trivia question. He just wants, he has something to say.
Oh God.
So has Manfred surpassed all of the worst commissioners in sports? Funny enough, this entire Astros debacle is going to make the season much more interesting. You know it's bad when even Mike Trout comes out and says something. He never talks. Okay, so you guys were wrestling. He said most he had was 1487.
Damn. Oh, I think he had like half a season though.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Well, we cleaned up again, though.
Yeah.
High five to the pod.
That's right, man.
We cleaning up. No thanks to Parrot this time, even though you helped us on the WrestleMania. Parrot, you rocked that shit. I'll never forget that. We dedicated an episode to your win. When you got all those WrestleMania people that the
Royal Rumble. Was
or
it?
Royal Rumble,
right?
Royal Rumble winners. Not WrestleMania.
Yeah, that was lucky guesses.
It's pretty fucking good. It's pretty solid. All right, so we're not going to cover any movies. We haven't in a while, and we're running long on this one. We knew we would. So, like you said earlier, Manchester City have been banned from the UEFA Champions League for the next 2 seasons after being found guilty of breaching financial fair play rules. What does that mean?
Like the simplest way, they basically broke the salary cap.
Okay. And real quick, he did give me some more statistics on the people at close to 2,000 yards. Earl Campbell, 1934 yards. Amon Green, 1883. Barry Sanders, also 1883. Sean Alexander, 1880. Jim Brown, 1863. Tiki Barber, 1860. Ricky Williams, 1853. Walter Payton, 1852. Jamal Anderson, 1846. And then DeMarco
Dirty
Murray.
Bird.
DeMarco Murray was 17th. LT was 20th. Emmett, 23rd. 1773 was the most he got. Now, do you guys think that anybody else, because it's a pass-heavy league now, is ever going to get to 2,000?
Yeah, I think eventually
Somebody will. I don't know who, but somebody will. I mean, you still have to remotely run the ball.
Right. I totally agree.
I think it might be
Priest Holmes, 49th. 1,615 yards.
Not bad.
Yeah, I think the closest to it would be what's that kid in Jacobs in Oakland?
Oh, Josh Jacobs?
Jacobs, yeah. I think he might be the closest one to it.
Yeah, who was Zeke will probably never get it. He leads the league in rushing, but he's been, 1,400?
Yeah, only because
he catches the ball out of the backfield.
He does a lot of catching out of the backfield.
So with the fair play rules, I'm sorry I cut you off. You got more on that? The fair play rules for soccer?
Soccer? No, I think it's just mostly like they broke the salary cap. Salary cap, luxury tax, like a repeat offender. It's just basically so they can't buy up all the top talent. And then I think they did it, but then there was like a backhanded way that they were doing it. So it was a $30 million fine and then a 2-year ban.
Right.
So.
Right. And then the Mamba Sports Foundation updated its name to Mamba and Mambacita Sports Foundation and the quote that Vanessa put on there, Vanessa Bryant, was, because there is no 24 without number 2. So pretty neat. Pretty cool for them to do. So let's go to this day in sports history. Like in the past, I will give you guys what happened. You tell me the year. Perry, you can go first. NFL adds 6th official, the line judge. What year, Parrot?
84.
84.
66.
66.
70.
65. Bear with the win. The New York Yankees announced 5,000 uniformed soldiers admitted free at each of their upcoming home games.
72.
05, 72.
45.
42. You were thinking the same.
Yeah.
World War II.
Yeah,
very good.
World War. Steinbrenner ain't giving up no free money like that.
Nope. Bobby Allison takes lead with 11 laps remaining. Lowest starting position, 33rd for a winner until 2007. So Bobby Allison, when he won the 500, coming from 33rd to 1st. Parrot, what do you got?
76.
Okay.
88.
88.
82.
78. Parrot with the victory on that one. Good job, Parrot. All right. 14th Winter Olympic Games close in Yugoslavia.
84.
We're just going to end it right there. It's 84.
Yeah,
So, all right. The 26th Daytona 500, Cal Yarborough wins for second consecutive year and 4th time in career. Last lap pass to beat Darrell Waltrip. Parrot, what do you got?
81.
Bear?
85.
87.
84. Same year. 55th NBA All-Star Game, Houston. East beats West 122-120. MVP LeBron James. Parrot?
08.
I was going to say 06.
I don't know. 07.
06. 37th Daytona 500. Sterling Marlin wins for the second straight year. Third driver to achieve back-to-back besides Richard Petty and Cal Yarborough. Parrot?
I don't know. 2010.
05.
2010. 05.
Is it Sterling Martin?
Sterling Marlin.
Oh. Marlin? Oh, ain't that an old guy?
95.
Like, not say 93.
Yeah.
95.
95.
I was like 2005.
I was off 10 years.
I
knew what it was. I just saw it different in my head.
4-time NBA All-Star Manny Machado agrees to biggest free agent contract in American sports history. 10 years, $300 million.
2019.
Correct. So that was a fun one. So thank you to Wes Anderson for Moments in Time. Check him out on Facebook, Wes Anderson Music. Give him a follow on Twitter at Songs by Wes. Thank you to All Wear Clothing, first and primary sponsor of Over the Line Sports Podcast. Crandall's Quality Landscaping, Tim at Verizon, Cassandra at PNC, Sparty Steve, and then, of course, Connell Barrett, datingtransformation.com. And as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
I can't top that.
Don't let him have it.